to the first part of the Gladiator build. Sorry about the terrible audio. Forgot the good microphone at home. Using my buddy Anthony's garage today to do the install. So we'll unbox this thing and get started and see how it's packaged. Sweet. A little bigger than it needs to be. Okay, so they have this thing wrapped up super well. There was a whole bunch of disclosures on the paperwork about it being damaged or something during transit, so I got a little freaked out, but it's packaged really well. But take a closer look at it. This is why I was so stoked about this one in particular. Everything I've seen, just the welds look really excellent. I hadn't seen that there were actual pre-existing holes under the bar for mounting lights, but I've seen a couple people have them. I just didn't know that they were actually integrated, so I'm pretty excited about that. Still haven't picked out which ones I'm gonna do yet. I'm thinking that they'll probably end up being rigid. I just haven't decided if they're gonna be a flood or a driving or a diffused or what. If anybody has any particular opinions about those, let me know below. Also haven't picked out a winch yet. Pretty sure I'm going with the Warren, just because I really like the wireless remote option, but still haven't decided that either. And then we have this box. Let's check out what's in it. All the necessary hardware looks like. The instruction manual. Go online. This is probably the logo. That's right. Anyhow, so that bolts right on. Pretty sweet. The winch mount. Voila. With the model number stamped into it also. Pretty sweet. Per our instructions up here, the first thing we gotta do is get all of the plastic screws that retain the factory air dam. And so you gotta get up under, but you can see they're kind of all lined up right there. And I think there's two more there as well. Okay, so in addition to these here, which you really just need a flathead for, you also have two on each side, located just a little more towards the rear of the vehicle, and those are an 8mm. Alright, so once you have all those undone, you'll be looking for this clip, which is just on the passenger side. It's basically just the harness for the lights. Okay, next up we've got the two bolts at the bottom of the front skid. These guys here, they are a 16mm. Okay, so once you've got those out, those two bolts out, you'll notice there's these little tabs where it just kind of sits down. So you just got to lift up and out. Okay, so next up you've got on both the passenger and the driver's side, you have 4 of these. So on the other side of the support there's 2 more just like this, and then these 2 here that are holding on the actual stiffener, and there's another one on the opposite side. All of these are 18mm. Okay, correction, these are 16mm, these are 18mm. Okay, now that we've got all those out, next are just these two little plastic screws or fasteners just right in front of the grill. Now, moment of truth. Time to take the bumper off. The next step in the direction is for the 8 factory holes to be drilled out to 9/16. However, I'm not sure if this is a difference between the JL specifically and the JT, but these 3 holes are actually already a 9/16 size, so we'll see with the hardware if that actually fits, but looks like just this outermost hole to the right is the only one I think that actually has to be drilled out. So it looks like it's exactly the same on the other side. So we'll try that and see what we get. Okay, so next we'll be installing the winch plate, and it just slides in right in between the 2 rails. And the only hardware you'll need to use are the factory bolts that were originally on there, just on either side. So just 2 of these on either side. And then you'll see that on the front, this goes through these mounting points through the winch plate. So the bolt assembly for how this should go on here, you'll get these which have these tabs welded onto them, which will allow, you mount them in the back here, that'll allow them to not move on you, so you can actually tighten them. And then once you're attached to the vehicle, you use the large washer, like so, the lock washer, and then the nut. Okay, the hardware that comes with the bumper, these nuts are 19 mil, not 18 mil. These nuts? Okay, so our last set of bolts that we have to do are the inside 2 bolts for the bumper that go basically through the bumper mount onto the actual vehicle and then back through the winch plate. So these will be, this setup will be your 2.5 inch bolt, washer on the bumper side, like so, and then on the back side will be washer, lock washer, and nut, just like that. Alright, that's a wrap for the install. Thank you, cousin. Keep an eye out, we'll soon be doing the rigid fog lights, the winch install, and also the skid plate too. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.